Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den.
Come on in, y'all.
The kids, I don't want to see a damn Tahada. If you look like a Tahada, get out my damn face, all right? Try
where the real talk begins. Kick off your shoes.
Let's get into it, honey. Let's get into it. This is my review recap, child.
And the vibe so sweet. This is
When I tell y'all that
safe
it's
space for your
and the
soul.
foolery and the messiness
Where stories unfold and self-love takes control. From movies
I
to
could have had
the
a V8,
mind.
all right? This was supposed to
She's
be.
breaking it down with a crown on her head and a heart so sound.
Because Ronnie is a pop.
Light a candle, sip some tea.
Baby, they should have named this
Just let
Bad
it be.
Seven.
You're not alone. We got your friend. Welcome home.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you spend a Saturday.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get one in here, y'all. Get one in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den, and we are now talking, the daggone rewind recap for Beautyinblack, baby. Okay, season 2, part 1, episodes 1 through 4, because I needed to go back in time and refresh my mind, and I wanted to refresh y'all minds too. We up on it, y'all. Tick tock, tick tock. Okay, Kimmy and Rain with their foolishness and foolery is about to be back out here on the block, irking our daggone nerves. Because when I tell y'all that these episodes really should have been called Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbest. Okay, we sitting on our brains. We ain't got the sense God gave a roach. We just gonna continue to make dumb decisions after dumb decisions, because one, we got Angel in jail for his own foolishness. Because why did you go back down into the car? You could have left that car there and let the cops be searching and looking through the videos or whatever else, but you want to go down there, so now you locked up. They won't let you out. You got Rain over here walking her horse behind around. Finally she get up and she want to be out here in the streets. She talking about we going on shopping sprees, and I'm gonna go ahead and take over the club, because why not? Why don't you ask Forrest to give the damn club to me? I'm gonna run it, girl. Bye. Okay. And then you got Sylvie out here just happy to be in a daggone new place, but also pissed off with Kimmy because she feel like she full of damn crap. You got Kimmy not trusting no damn nobody, not even herself, okay? When she stop and look at the mirror, she like, girl, I don't trust you either. You got the damn Bellamy family going damn crazy because now the truth is out, and they realize that Horace done went and married Kimmy, and everybody seem to know who the hell Kimmy is except for Norman and Olivia. They like, who the hell is this chick? Okay, she like, who the hell is this paging me at 5:46 in the morning? Like, I need to know what the hell is going on, because this is gonna be messing up my damn dollars. All right, dollar bill, y'all. That's what it's all about. So anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and break down this episode. Okay. You know how we do. Take it from the top, baby. We gonna run through this, okay? Just a little refresh, rewind. Now, at this point, they all had came in the hospital room, and they like, who, what? Because he was like, meet your new stepmama, okay? She gonna be your stepmama. She gonna be running things. Yeah, I ain't leaving a damn thing to y'all. And Horace was loving every minute of seeing the dumb ass looks on their face. And like I said, pretty much everybody else is a little familiar with who Kimmy is at this point. Of course, Roy and Jules is a lot more familiar than everybody else. Mallory just got herself up to speed because, she was doing her own investigations because they kept playing in her face, and she was playing the stripper on the side. And once Jules found out that she pretty much told him everything, he was trying to take her out, okay? And Mallory was like, you can't take her out. You can't take her out. So, when I get frustrated with Kimmy, let's just get that out the way, right? My frustrations with Kimmy, I get it. You've been through a lot. So, yeah, you're going to be second guessing stuff. At first she pretty much was like, she ain't even want to do this. It really was because of Sylvie, telling her that she was trash. And also the fact that the nurse wanted to kick Sylvie out the hospital because she was like, you lied, girl, you lied. That she went ahead and was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And she kind of started looking at what some of the positives could be, from it. Now, all right, you don't trust Horace. You think Horace could have been behind it or he could have been in on things as far as the business with Jules and Norman. But at this point, it's more that has shown you that that's not the case than that it is. He's came and helped you. He's came and helped Sylvie. He's even saying that he's going to put this paperwork in your name. He's going to make sure that you, Angel, and all of y'all is covered. Mind you, Angel is locked up and everybody's talking about, have you seen Angel? Do you know what Angel is? Do you know what Angel is? No, I don't. No, I don't. And it's like, why don't you? When he literally told you he was going down to the damn car that you took from the freaking lady that's literally on the news right now, which was a dumbass decision, but nonetheless, I digress. And he gave you the damn hat so you could be incognito, okay? But now nobody remembers that, and we all clueless as to where Angel could be. We keep talking about, well, I'm calling his phone, I'm not getting no answer, and I'm gonna try to get to the bottom of it. So he's even saying that he's gonna help you with that. He's sending you over to his house. He's getting the paperwork drawn up. Okay, cool. My whole thing is he has just as much reason to not trust you guys as y'all not trusting him. And instead of you actually using this position that you've been put in to be like, you know what, then let me start doing my own research too, because some of the first pointers he gave her, like one point she's questioning, you know, whether Ronnie is going to actually tell her the truth or not. And he's like, number one, never question me in front of people. Okay, you wait till when we by ourselves, and if you have any questions, I'm gonna put you on. He's like, none of these ninjas could be trusted. All of them, you know, you gotta freaking keep one eye open on them, right? And the whole thing with them is having dirt on them, having leverage on them, knowing stuff on them that you could hold over their head just as fast as they may think that they're gonna have something on you and not telling them anything about it. He like, do you really think that I'll just sit there and depend on Dan Barney? No. My ass makes sure that I have a whole nother law firm that looks over the stuff that he tells me. So when he's coming to even tell Horace things and he don't know this for his dumb ass, Horace either already knows how it's supposed to go and how it works, or whatever he don't know, he got other lawyers on top of lawyers that's checking what the other damn lawyers is doing. And he's also knowing all the ins and outs of what, you know, they've been doing on the side, his raggedy ass family. And now you came and gave him more input. So his whole thing is knowing stuff that you could use. Like even when he says, go get Alex, I want him to want to be the driver that's going to drive y'all around. And she's like, no, I don't trust him. You know, he's one of Jules' men. He lets him know he's my man. Okay, I own all of them. All right. And at the end of the day, I know stuff on him too. And he's basically a cop that got, you know, caught up or whatever. And whatever it is that got him caught up, obviously he knows the information on that. So he's like, you know, don't worry about that. Just go get him. So it kind of frustrates me when she makes certain decisions and she jumps to do certain things. And it's like, oh, you still, you know, basically don't trust him when he's pretty much been answering and doing everything that you've been asking him to do up to this point. It's like, I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. And that's definitely something that frustrates me. But anyway, at this point, you know, we was at the hospital. Of course, Rain came out like Jules, okay, wanting to show off, and he like Rain. And, you know, she comes out and, you know, they're telling Alex to go in and telling Ronnie that he wants to see him again or whatever. Jules tried to be like, you know, knock if you buck, like, oh, he's my driver. She like, oh, well, then you better tell Horace that because he's the one that's asking for him. So I guess you're going to have to find a new driver. And when they first was like, oh, Kimmy, she made sure she was like, Miss Bellery. And I thought, okay, to you, get it right. And so, you know, they all are questioning, and Olivia's like, who the hell is this? And, you know, basically it seemed like everybody knows but her. So it's like, would you answer me? But they say we're gonna go back to the house to talk about all of this. So they have a family meeting, go back to the house. Ronnie puts them up to date that there's a 10% loss to them. So at first they like, oh, okay, cool, that's no big deal. But then they realize that it's 10% each person, and they like, wait the hell a minute. Okay, Olivia's like, I need all my damn coins. Because at this point we find out that she even been, you know, stealing and gambling. Child got other damn addictions and all of that on the side. You know, Norman calling out her on her stuff, and she calling out Norm on him stuff, and, you know, his stuff. And they're saying that they can't afford to lose nothing. And Charles clueless ass, you know, he don't even understand what this means. So he like, Bonnie, you could go ahead and break that down to me later, right? And so they're actually, talking about Zelinda and Body and what they did and trying to talk in code because they're in the car with Sylvie, but then they saying, she's in the hospital and it's like, oh, well, I guess she didn't get hurt by the table as bad as she did. And Sylvie like, what the hell are y'all talking about? Trying to make 1+1 = 2. But she's so damn excited to get over to the damn house. She don't care. And of course, they get on the grounds. They find out the backstory of, his dad and grandfather and where they came from and how they got the land and how it's different houses of all the family members on the land. And she opened at his horses and we want to go see her bedroom first. Whoopty whoopty woo. Then we get that black card and we like, okay, we about to, get out here and go on a shopping spree, which nobody, could be mad at that. So Ronnie had left and went over to Charles' house like he's putting him up to date, of what this 10% means. But when it's all said and done, even though Charles is telling him like, come over, come on over to my place and break it down for me and explain everything, he really don't give a damn and he just want to have a drink and he also want to go over here and hit the damn sack. And at first, Ronnie's like, your father's in the hospital. He could be dying and you still worried about getting it in. But Ronnie gets ass up. Excuse me, and go ahead and either give it to him. Little do he know that when he step out this freaking living room, they end up, of course, getting into a big argument as they always do. And, it's F you, F you, F me, and all of that because Ronnie's always on some I love you and, I want it to be this way and that way, whereas Charles is always pretty much telling him, get the hell up out of here. You ain't got a home, but got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here because I'm about to still go back out in these streets tonight. I really don't give a damn. And when Ronnie is coming out, lo and behold, who the hell is there? Okay. Overhearing and saying, what the hell did I just hear? But Roy asked. And Ronnie, you pissing me off too because you just big for nothing, honey. You big for nothing and you ain't doing a damn thing. You really let this man sit here and son you, make you scream, I'm your bitch 50,000 times, louder, louder, louder. I can't hear you. And threaten you and say that the tables have now turned. I'm in charge. You're going to be my bitch. I was going to just go and tell my father, but I think it's much more fun for me to hold this over your head and make you do whatever I want you to do. And even Charles stepped out and was like, what the hell you doing in my house? And was saying to Ronnie, like, let him handle it. And Ronnie kept telling him no. And I felt like Ronnie should have just let him handle it, being as though, he obviously ain't got enough kahunas to handle it for himself. But it is what it is. So now Barney about to be a sucker for damn, Roy. Now it was so funny too when he came out and seen his tire slashed and he was like, this MFer, and Roy came around that car like, who you talking about? Because I feel like you talking about me. So now, of course, he ran to tell Mallory. He wanted to tell everybody at this point. And at first, she like, boy, bye, get the hell up out of here. She didn't really, believe him because remember that, all this time he also was thinking that she was sleeping with him, which we all knew that that wasn't the case. So now it's like, you feel like, oh, wow, this whole time it was actually my brother, but I thought it was my wife. You know, um, Now, speaking of Angel and this call and this situation that he did, come to find out, y'all took the damn wrong call from the wrong person. Again, this goes back to Kimmy, because why the hell you kicked that lady out her damn car and took it, girl? She was literally pulling over to help you. All of this would have been avoided had you just let her give you the ride instead of leaving her on the side of the damn road, and you got the damn father in the back seat dead now. And so somebody got to pay. Somebody got to, pays the cost to be the damn boss, right? Somebody off what they had got to be the one to go down for this. And then, basically Horace can have peace again. And he's trying to save Kimmy at the same time. So he does not know that this person that's locked up for having the car is Angel, okay? Because nobody seems to know where the hell Angel is at. So he gives the okay for him to be taken out, to save Kimmy, but he did not purposely put Angel in that situation. That was not what he was trying to do. He didn't even know Angel had anything to do with it. So meanwhile, Angel's over here at the damn jail, and Jules goes in and sees him, and all of a sudden he giving Nuck if you buck energy. Now, where I'm also confused at is how the hell is it that Angel knew about Jules' family, his child's name, the fact that he was married and all that, But Kimmy doesn't even learn about it till later when Horace tells her, and it's like, wait a minute, he got a damn family? Like, I ain't know all of that damn part. Okay, which we all was shocked at that part, but he actually tries to use that with leverage with Jews. But in this case, that was just a bad bluff, Angel. Okay, that was not something you should have been doing while you were still locked up. You should have waited till your ass was out of there and held that one, okay, to your chest. So, sometimes you talk a little too fast, too much, because at this point he was already telling the cop to go ahead and take out his baby mother and child. Now you put them in jeopardy. Plus, he was saying Angel was going to be taken out. So when Horace ends up making that call, Jules is like, "Okay, yeah, sure, we could do that for you," because he wanted Angel going anyway. It was kind of a 2-for-1 special, where because you got yourself caught up into this situation and you didn't know who car you was taking, now you got to pay for that part, pay for the price for that too. And I already wanted you going anyway. Meanwhile, Valerie, was getting more and more, okay, info with the whole Kimmy situation. She went and paid 5 bands for stripper girl to tell her everything that was going down, and she finds out about Jules being a pimp, Norman being down with it and all of that, and that Horace was the one that came there and picked up Kimmy because she showed her a picture. And at one point, she like, "Girl, wait a minute, did you know this stuff already?" She starts to second guess whether she should be telling her or not. She like, "Oh yeah, I knew everything. Don't worry about it." And she just kept making fun of Roy because she pretty much didn't know all about, Jules grabbing her and grabbing her sister and doing all these things. She's just thinking about it like, okay, Roy, so basically the girl you was sleeping with on the side, your damn daddy was sleeping with her too, and now he done, went and married her. And so of course, she goes to the bank, which I don't blame her for this part either. And she basically checks to see how much money is there, and she starts switching some of the money into other accounts. She's even trying to give Rain some money. Later, Rain is telling her, like, "Oh, I don't want the money. I want the club. I'm going to give you the money back." Like, oh, she was just being so ignorant to me, right? Angel, luckily, but unfortunately for them other damn people at the bus stop, right? They set him up for him to be taken out. And he ends up under the pile of people. They think he's gone. They done snapped the damn picture of him, but he really was just underneath. So he luckily made it out of that. His baby mother is another dumbass that irks my freaking nerves. He goes and tells her, like, "Girl, you got to get up out of here. Where's the baby? Where's the baby? It's people that just tried to take me out. Whoopty whoopty woo." She over here telling him to get out, get out, get out, still cursing him out or whatever, not listening to him, not believing him, only for it to end up on the news later and they actually thinking that his ass is gone, and then you want to cry about it and your brother's telling you, like, "We got to hurry up and get up out of here." She's like, "Oh my God, he came here and he tried to warn me." Mind you, when Kimmy finds out that he's arrested, and that's only because, Rain has been kind of pulling, Alex, trying to get whatever info she can out of him. Even though, they don't trust him either. And they find out about Angel being arrested. Horace tries to call it off and it's, too late. Then you got Norman coming to the hospital. That shit cracked me up, y'all. I swear Norman is always gonna make me laugh between him and Charles. He over here, "Oh, you my brother, and when we was kids, you was always the favorite, and dad did this, and dad did that, and you didn't see certain things or whatever." And Horace was like, "If you don't get out my damn face with that bull, like, you didn't like me, I didn't like you, it is what it is. Never gonna like you, never gonna respect you. I'm always gonna basically try to get your ass up out of here, and you always gonna try to get me up out of here. Like, let's not fake the funk now." And Norman's just like, "Damn, you still that asshole, right? Like, nothing ain't never gonna change you. I was thinking maybe since you were sick, you might be a little bit softer and you might want to try to work some things out." And, Horace is basically like, "Nah, me being sick has only made me harder and it's only made me realize even more how raggedy all of you damn people are and how much I want to take y'all down. So you ain't got to be fake with me. I ain't got to be fake with you. Let's just keep it going the way it's been damn going," basically. And then, Norman, like, "Okay, you got me. I'm going to keep doing it that way too." But at this point, he's like saying, "Okay, the judge got to be taken out." He don't trust the judge. He feel like the judge has gave, Horace information too. And that's how he's been able to do as much as he has. So even though you got Jules again telling him to stand the hell down, he, of course, does not listen for not one damn minute. And goes over to the damn judge house and ends up, sitting down to dinner with them and acting like, everything is cool, only for his wife to be like, yo, okay, he left this box on the table. Kaboom. Your ass is up out of here now. And when Kimmy comes back from shopping or whatever and switching the accounts and all of that, Rain again. Oh, I gotta go to the club. I gotta go to the club. I gotta go to the club. I never seen nobody that literally almost got taken up out of here from this damn club. 1 minute when Kimmy's talking about leaving, you like, oh, I want to follow you. What about me? You gonna come back for me? You promise? You sure? But now all of a sudden you want to stay to run a damn club. You talking about have Horace switch it over to you. She's like, Horace don't even have nothing to do with it. Well, ain't he in charge? Can't he tell them to do it? So she want to borrow Alex and have him drive her over to the club. And Raina, Kimmy's just like, whatever, girl, go ahead. She's like, apparently when you rich, the people come to the house to do your hair. So I'm waiting for the person to come do my hair now, right? And she done bought her outfits for, to wear to her business meetings as she's taking over the Beauty in Black. And so as Rain is going with her, this is when she's finding out more and more info as far as Angel. She's finding out more and more info, with the Linda, she still wanted those shots. She over here calling Alex Japa Ninja and all of this and that. But on her way to the club, she essentially just ends up having to turn back around and go back to Kimmy because this is when they find out allegedly, Angel is gone. And this is where Kimmy pisses me off again because you don't call Horace even though you've been calling him this whole time and he's been putting you up to date. You don't ask him nothing. You just assume like, oh, well, he's the one that put out this hit on Angel. So I'm going to go run off. We're going to get out of here right now. No, I'm not waiting. We're going to wake up Sylvie and, take her away. And then when you go to wake Sylvie up and Sylvie's asking you questions, now you want to talk about some, oh, well, you grown, you wanted to know the truth. So I'm telling you the whole raw truth and you're going to have to handle it now. Now you had to, grow up and this and that. I'm just like, girl, like, what are you doing? Like, this is where, she basically started losing me at, right? Mind you, Mama Olivia is out with her date and she sees, Mallory and Vonnie out, right? And she carrying on, acting a fool, drunk as a skunk. 1 minute they like, are you going to be able to get home already? And she like, of course, I got that pretty young thing to go home with me. Don't worry about how I'm going to get home. I'm good. But then the next minute she ends up going off on her pretty young thing and telling him, you won't be, taking me home tonight and you won't be driving that car. Make sure you leave that here. But if I decide I want to call you later, I will. And she, asked him for a ride home, but then she starts to speculate just the same way Roy was and was like, oh, y'all must be doing each other. But she gonna try to get some at the damn house when he's bringing her in, oh, you got to walk me in and all this stuff, you tall and long and this and that. Baby, Olivia just knew she was about to smash. Like, Mallory literally had to go up in there and get him. And she was like, bitch, you could still continue to wait out in the car. What the hell you doing up in here, man? Miss Olivia was ready to jump up on it, okay? She said, if you really, really want it. So now she really going off and really think that they are together even more now, even though they keep saying they not. And she's like, I'm gonna call Roy and tell him. So she calls up Roy and he over there trying to get high and it's like, oh, do you know where your wife is? No, I don't, and I really don't give a damn. And why are you calling me, mommy? Oh, well, I know her and that, tall drink of water just finished dropping me off and he ain't want none of this. And he bringing your wife out and he over here like, no, he not. And she over here like, yes, he is swearing. She knows something. Here he go. No, he not because he doing your son Charles. And she like, what did you just say, Ninja? So then she proceeds to call up Charles, and Charles over here in the club all twisted up and trying to get his damn groove on in the bathroom and sniff up some more white snow, if you please. And he didn't even want to answer the phone. The guy literally had to be like, you're not going to answer your mother. Meanwhile, they also are still trying to set him up again, even though they know somebody got blown up in his damn car. So make it make sense, child. But he like, you're not going to answer the phone for your mother. So he does answer. And she like, are you banging out daggone Bonnie. Like, did I hear right? What the hell is going on? And he like, Ma, do you really want to know? Like, yep, I bang him up, down, left, right, front, center, back, down. You want to know anybody else that I'm banging or whatever? And she like, that's a big ninja, baby. The first time I ever saw that, Lord of mercy. So, at this point, Rain does a U-turn, I should say, to come back to Kimmy because she's saying we gonna get the hell up out of here. And Horace has finally listened to Sylvie and this place that she told him about as far as his care, saying this could be somewhere that could potentially help him. And at first he's not really, listening. He ain't trying to pay no attention, but then he brings it up to the doctor, and the doctor's like, duh, that's the same place we told you about from before. And you actually was like, hey, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die. I want to die on my own terms, my own way at home. I don't give a damn. And he was like, yeah, that do sound like something I would say. Like, he didn't even realize they had told him about it before. So I want to say the two choices that they had in terms of locations was like China and then Europe. And it was going to be closer for him to get to the Europe one. And of course, he already got his own plane. She was like, of course you do. So that make it easy for him in terms of travel. So all they have to do is go ahead and set everything up for him. And he was like, now he kind of have a new, prospect on how he looking at things. And he's feeling like he want to be around to just torture his family even more. But of course, he don't say all that to the doctor. And she's looking at it like, yeah, well, your family was here and you got your new wife. So you got a lot of stuff to live for. And he's like, yeah, I do. So he then, is trying to pull Kimmy to tell her about that, but her ass ain't freaking, answering, and she busy trying to make her way up out of here now, right? And then you have Angel show up at the hospital, and he's so out of it, high on his damn mess that at first he think he dreaming, and he's saying, "How the hell did you get here?" And it's like, "Oh, I didn't mean, to take you out. I wasn't trying to get you." So then Angel's like, "Wait, what did you say? What do you mean by that? What are you talking about?" But then he snaps out of it and realizes that Angel was really there, and it's like, oh no, what was I saying or whatever? And Angel was like, damn, they must have you on some strong stuff. But he kind of putting two and two together, like, did you say you sent somebody to take me out? And it was like, well, I didn't know it was you. Like, it literally wasn't on purpose. I was trying to save Kimmy. I had no idea to after the fact that you was even there at the precinct, which was true. So then you got damn Kimmy literally trying to go drive this damn car, don't know what the hell she doing, trying to bust through the freaking gates. Okay, like the people wasn't gonna open up the gates like if they was trapped there. And literally driving into a damn ditch because she driving so fast and freaking reckless where she could have had, hurt all of them. And in the midst of her freaking driving in the ditch and can't damn get out, here come Horace. Where's King limping over to the damn car? Like, what the hell are you freaking doing, chick? Okay. And you got Angel behind him, and then she's like, Angel, with the dumb freaking look on her damn face. So of course you want to turn your ass around and go back in the damn house now to actually hear all, everything that happened and how we got here, which is pretty much all of y'all own damn faults. None of this has anything to do with Horace, okay, who you was trying to put the blame on. But that was what was happening in episodes 1 through 4, y'all. I'm gonna try to get 5 through 8 out later. Is it 5 through 8? Yeah, I think it's 5 through 8 out later. And then, of course, join us for the live discussions for part 2 that is going to be coming up. Also, I'm going to be on panels discussing The Boys final season, Euphoria, from, maybe The Testaments. Is going to be a couple different panels because we got a whole lot of stuff coming out for April. So definitely stay tuned for that. Make sure that you guys, look at these recaps, hype it up, press the on like button for your girl because it really have not been going down out here in these streets, y'all. They've been trying to suppress your girl channel like nobody damn business. So I need all the help that I could get, okay, from you guys with that. And I think that's it for now. Yeah. So tune in, subscribe if you already are not subscribed. comment, like, share, hype, do all of the things to put me out there in the algorithm, check in the Zen, okay, so we can have these discussions and get into everything. And of course, I'm still talking a Paradise and Cross, okay? I wasn't here last week, and also we do Sisters on Wednesday, and I believe that they are going to be having their season finale Wednesday. So if you watch any of those shows, definitely tune in, okay? I'll be back out here in these YouTube streets. Okay, y'all, I had to take a little break away, little Puerto Rico. Oh, Puerto Rico. Oh, but now I feel like I need a damn vacation from the vacation, if you can understand that. So yeah, that's what I got. I will see y'all later. Toodaloos. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Zen. I'm Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the Zen.
Go lock in with Tamika's Den. Ooh, that's fire. Go lock in with Tamika's